So before we get into the video, what I really want to do is just clear up my little glitch that I had to unlock Cyan in this game, which is when you become mint and then you just kind of start hopping around. So your head goes through the ceiling around here, and at that point it would unlock it for you. But clearly that's now been patched, as the title of the game says fixed. So what you need to do to unlock him is go through the vents, and then when you're here, you just want to head through this way and then go up. And then when you get to here, obviously you can see where we were because this is the spawn location. But what you want to do is run through this wall, and just like that, you will see the helmet just here. Now, this is obviously what we were jumping into where we were mint, causing it to be able to unlock it that way. It's now been patched, so that's not the case. So that's how you unlock Cyan. Oh! Okay, so we're now in the customized Rainbow Friends concepts game, which is this one just here. Now, I know the developer has said he is currently expanding the map because it's quite small because he's doing some major changes. So when you go around here, you eventually find, obviously, the trash monster kind of just sat there. Is he okay? Does he need some help? Maybe. Maybe he needs a boop on the snoot. Boop. I don't know if it helped. Anyway, if we keep running through here, we will eventually get to the end of the path. Clearly, it's a troll face with the straw hat Luffy kind of on top of him, which is really cool because I've not seen that image as yet. So, yeah, basically, this is being expanded on at the moment. We've got Ozzy in the game. Obviously, our little penguin, look at him go. I've just noticed we've now got two of these trash monsters. And you know what? They remind me a little bit of kind of like gargoyles that just sit there. You get like the statues for when you're entering the place. So it's almost like that's what these two are being here. Okay, maybe not. This one's now just gone, stuff that, I'm out of here. So what I actually want to show you is basically we've got some characters in this game which could potentially be how the Rainbow Friends creatures were before they were changed. Now, you may have seen my short, which basically gives a really quick overview of this, but what I actually want to do is actually have a better view at this and see what they're like. Now, what I'm going to do is just show you how to unlock the creatures and the badges on here. So over here, you can clearly see there is a Dizzy plushie. And if you go into this, you will unlock me. Big old soft teddy form, which is super cool. And if we head over this way, you can probably see at this point, you've got an item just over here. So if we run into this item, you will unlock all of the original characters that the creatures turn into. That's right. So you'll have green, orange, purple, and clearly blue, as well as a few other secret characters, which are really cool and what we're about to go and look at. Now, at this point, we have got two morphs here, which are kind of like bonus ones, which is grey, which we've clearly seen as like entrance statues. I think they work really well as that, but that's clearly what these ones are here. You got grey. We saw two of those acting as the statues. You've got lilac here, which is really cool. It reminds me very much of an axolotl, and it is really cool. And I don't know if it's got a jump scare. Let's just very quickly have a look. It does. You know what? It'd be rude not to check what the jump scare is at this point. So I think what we should do is just do the little countdown to do the jump scare. So in 3, 2, 1... So, it clearly gives him a slap around the head or a pop around the head. And I just seen this guy here. This guy has just kind of died because of my slap, and he's really upset. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to hurt him. Usually it's CJ, but CJ's not with us today. And it's this guy here. This person's taking a hit. I'm so sorry. So we're just going to reset ourselves so we can head on through. And what we also have is black. Okay, so we're just going to follow someone who's going to take us to the badge to unlock black. So I'm hoping they're going to take me there. They're not going to just take me to somewhere random and just leave me on my own, just sat there looking a bit lost. Clearly, we can see that there was a black that just disappeared into the floor. And just like this, here we go. So you see this puddle on the floor. What you want to do is to run into this, and this will unlock black. So let's just say thank you to this person over here who has kindly helped me. So now we've done that, we can run through here to the badge morphs, where we've obviously got the Dizzy Cat plushie, and we've also got the black, which is just here, which is super cool, and it does have a jump scare, which again, it would be super rude to not try it out at this moment in time while we've got a whole army of blacks coming out of this room. So let's just go and find some space over here where it's a bit quieter, and we can have a look to see what we got. I was wrong, there's no jump scare on this version of the game. What's he done with it? I know on the old version he had a jump scare, and it was really cool. So just reset myself once again, because what we've got is this characters here. So these are based off game tunes. That's right, these are based off the animation, which has all of the characters, including purple, orange, green, blue. You've got red, and you've got red's father, which, as we know, going by the game tunes logic, becomes black. Now, at this moment in time, it looks like this has broken, so we can't actually become the characters, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so we just got into a private server because the Game Pass door was glitched glitching and wouldn't let anyone in or out. It was almost like a prison cell because there was people in here that couldn't escape. So we're going to just go through this door just like that. And as you can see, we've got Red without his mask. We've got potentially Red's father, which maybe turns into black if we go by Game Team's logic. You've got blue, you've got green, you've got orange and purple. Now, what I will say is we don't know if these guys are all normal at this point in time. So you know how green's meant to be blind, orange is always hungry, and purple never reveals themselves because they're always hiding in a vent. Which is, you know, good reason for it. I'm sure that they're just shy, don't want to come out, or they could have been bullied into it. But what I want to do is just have a very quick look at some of these. So let's just start off with the red. Clearly, this is very similar to another game's version that we've seen because they're both based off the same character. I think the other game we looked at was Nuke's, and he does say himself, he goes,
that red looks familiar.
It does look familiar. It looks almost the same as what Nuke's got, which I believe they both shared the model between them because they are good friends. So next up on the list, we have this one here, which I'm going to go with its Red's father. That's right. And also, if you did or didn't know, this particular version of the character actually ends up as a rainbow friend, which if we go by the Game Tunes logic, is not on purpose, but by accident, because he clearly goes into this creature here. Now, I don't know if you can see the resemblance, but obviously he gets stuck into the actual machine, and he comes from this into that. And that's quite a big difference, and it's kind of, that's the very first rainbow friend. Now, if you believe that theory, and when you're going with that, which is done by Game Tunes, you know what? That makes sense and it's fair. But if you don't, then you've obviously got the other characters here, which are all the ones we see in the real game, at least based on those that we see in the real game, because we don't know if these are actually going to be the real characters, or even if they start off as humans before. So next on our list we've got here is this fella. Now, he might look familiar, he might not. So if you've seen, obviously, the Game Tunes cartoons, you will probably recognize this guy as Blue. Now, the blue hair might be a bit of a giveaway. This is what he was based on, and all of these characters do not have jump scares. But even so, they are still pretty cool to be able to play, and if you want to RP these characters, you can do. So this is obviously clearly blue, and if we go straight through here, you can see that this guy here, which I think is Ozzy, which is our penguin friend, is clearly the green. Now, if he's blind or not, I don't know, and the fact he's bald, well, I can't remember if the cartoons, if he was actually bald. Let me know in the comments below if he was or he wasn't, because I can't remember. But clearly, this is based off green. You can tell by the long arms and the long legs, and obviously the green top gives a very strong indication that that is the character he's going to become. So guys, what do you think? Do you think he can see at this point in time? Do you think he maybe becomes blind when he gets created into the creature that we are aware of? Or do you think it's more the case of that he's already blind? He doesn't wear glasses or anything to kind of cover his eyes like some people do in real life. I don't know about you guys. I mean, which one do you think it is? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we've got one of my favorite characters, which is before they become rainbow friends, which is Orange. Now, my favorite character of the creatures is Green. If you have a favorite, let me know what your favorite is in the comments below, but mine is Green. As the human form based on the Game Tunes game, I really like Orange. Orange just seems really cool. I mean, I really like the color orange to begin with, although yellow is better. But this one is like a young kid that obviously looks like he's very energetic, especially the way he runs. There's not too much more to say about this. I mean, it's really cool to be able to play as these characters around in this game. And like I say, the map will be expanded within the next day or two. I know he's currently working on it. It will be done very soon. But this is Orange, which, as we know, turns into like the kind of lizard type creature. So we've now got one more character, which is this fella just here, which, as you can see, is purple. Now, what I'm going to say straight off the bat is we don't know the gender of purple. We don't know if it's either a boy or a girl, so we kind of just class them as a they. Explain when we're going through our theories, just to not kind of get it wrong. But because it's all theories, we can say either one. There's no right or wrong answer yet because it's unknown. Now, because it's unknown, this character of purple is clearly, is what I can see, a boy at this point. I don't know if you guys agree, but I would say it's a boy as what it's based off. And so with this particular character, because we are just playing at it, beanie on, he's got a purple hoodie, which I'm a massive fan of this purple hoodie. I like the color purple a lot. Now, with the real purple, it's always hidden in the vent. So we don't know if, like where his arms are elasticated, we don't know if maybe the real purple had maybe broken arms, and when he gets transformed into a creature, the kind of flip side of that is it becomes expandable, extendable, and really super stretchy. But clearly, this is what the character is, and as we know with these ones here, this is based on purple. Now, given you've now seen all of these characters in here, which one's your favorite? Which one would you play as if you were to join this game? So if we were to go through here, and you had the choice of obviously red, you've got black, Red's father, you've got blue, you've got green, orange, and purple, which one of these guys would you become and play as in this game. Which one is your favorite of the real creatures? Do you like blue? Do you like green, orange, or purple? Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. So I think this is now the perfect time to head over to theory time. So for the first theory time, we've got one by Chris Evan Afton, and he says the Rainbow Friends play place was actually a sort of testing ground to see how each of the Rainbow Friends colors worked. And the Rainbow Friends were meant for the Oddworld Carnival, but something happened at Oddworld. He says to follow up with this, that caused the Rainbow Friends to be discontinued, and all four, not including red, the colors that we see at chapter 1 are the ones that caused the incident, and red stayed at the testing grounds. Maybe in chapter 2, we'll see if the other colors that didn't cause the incident, and we may have a few friendly characters like yellow, pink, and etc. So this is a really cool idea. I like this theory that maybe it got shut down, which, I mean, given what we've seen so far and other theories we've had, I would agree that it has been shut down because it has that kind of desolate feeling to it because it's been left alone for so long, and these creatures obviously just roam around in there, and red is still there. Now, I like the idea that obviously we're saying that in chapter 2 we are potentially going to see some other creatures like pink and yellow, or even others like lilac, and a thrown away example is like grey, obviously the one that's in the trash, which is clearly was partly made, and then they realised that halfway through making him, they just went, nah, we don't need this, we're going to make a different colour. And so obviously he didn't get his actual colour, which is why he's still kind of like a base colour, i.e. grey, before they managed to finish him and give him a colour. So we have another theory here by Olive Stuff, and they say blue is much older than red. I thought this because red was his first friend. Then he created a lab where he was old enough and replicated that one, but evil. Oh, this really does spin things up because it puts in perspective that red was blue's first friend, which we've seen pictures of. We know this is actually true. We kind of theorized that red is obviously the first friend, but going on that train of thought, clearly blue was there while red was young. What you're saying here is red grew up and then tried to make his own version, which actually came out evil. Now, I like this idea because this can happen like in the real world when you try and clone stuff. It never comes out identical. There's always some kind of tweak, and it doesn't work out as they expect, so they get a bit upset. And obviously something like this with blue, it would mean that unfortunately it's as we see it now, which is obviously the version which is killing people. So this is where I'm going to end the video here today. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already because it's super appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!